Welcome to 5 Minute Pitch. I'm your host, Liz Saunders. 5 Minute Pitch is the competition that gives entrepreneurs from around the globe the opportunity to virtually pitch their business or product idea for the chance to win a grand prize of $50,000. This season, more than 30 entrepreneurs will pitch their ideas via Zoom conference call to our panel of 5 experts for the chance to advance to the finals and pitch to the judges live in Miami, Florida. Our panel of expert judges includes Greg Mercer, 8-figure Amazon seller and the founder and CEO of Jungle Scout. Michael Jackness, a serial entrepreneur who has spent the past few years building a high 7-figure e-commerce conglomerate while blogging and podcasting about all of it along the way at Ecom Crew. Steve Chu, the son of 2 tiger parents, Steve Chu started 2 7-figure businesses while working full-time as an engineering director. He now runs Bumblebee Linens and MyWifeQuitHerJob.com. Scott Voker, a serial entrepreneur who went from a construction worker to building multiple 6- and 7-figure businesses. He is also the host of the Amazing Seller Podcast, a top-rated business podcast that has over 12 million downloads to date. Today we are joined by guest judge Andrew Youderian. Andrew has started and sold multiple e-commerce businesses and is the founder of E-Commerce Fuel, a private community for 7-figure plus e-commerce sellers. Coming up on 5 Minute Pitch.
It took me 150 months, over 700 breakdowns, until I declared that I would rid myself of PMS. And guess what? I did. The product and the method that I'm pitching is the solution to all premenstrual symptoms. And in my opinion, world peace. And at a minimum, inner peace.
I've never, ever experienced PMS symptoms from my spouse. But that being said, you had me at PMS Cure.
Today we welcome Jennifer Johnson, creator of Jenius Cycle. Jennifer has developed a vitamin and process that she claims helps regulate hormones for women, providing balance and stability for them the whole month long. She also claims to have solved world peace. Has she done it? Let's find out.
I'm excited to be a contribution to the world and for this to possibly be that launch pad. I'm also excited to hopefully work with some of these judges. And I think to have like a really good mentor would make all the difference in the world. So I'm really excited for that opportunity and thank you so much.
This is 5 Minute Pitch.
Hey Jennifer, welcome to the 5 Minute Pitch. Your 5-minute timer starts now.
In junior high and high school, I was a teenage hot mess. Cramps, bloating, acne, mood swings, all completely off the charts. Growing up, I had no idea what was wrong with me. I didn't even know what hormones were. I actually thought I was just crazy. I was about 25 when I discovered the answer. It was PMS. I wasn't crazy. I was just like most women ages 13 to 53.
Based on Jennifer's research, she found that most women will spend nearly 4 years of their lives dealing with the symptoms of PMS.
It took me 150 months, over 700 breakdowns, until I declared that I would rid myself of PMS. And guess what? I did. I figured out the secret through research, expert clinical advice, and empirical evidence. It is possible to be calm, happy, healthy, hormonally balanced all month long, all 365 days of the year. We women no longer have to play period Russian roulette to see what symptoms we're going to get this month. The product and the method that I'm pitching is the solution to all premenstrual symptoms. And in my opinion, world peace. And at a minimum, inner peace and self-confidence to those 85% of ovulating women that experience the symptoms of cramping, bloating, mood swings, and migraines every month, thus creating a more harmonious environment for their man-canyons, coworkers, children, fellow passerbyers. I had previously attempted to launch my company without any business knowledge or experience, but I established an LLC, acquired a patent, trademark, domain names, and set up a commercial script. I was initially hand packing little vitamin packets for women until it was pointed out to me that it's illegal. Oops. Nevertheless, that product transformed their lives, which got me excited.
The failure of her first business attempt made Jennifer realize she needed more business acumen in order to be successful. So she enrolled full-time in an MBA program to increase her knowledge in the field. Let's hear about the current Jenius Cycle business.
There's the physical product, the Jenius Cycle Women's Hormone Balancing Supplement System, which consists of daily doses of vitamins and minerals created to coincide with each day of the women's menstrual cycle. By customizing the packets to provide different nutrients on different days, Jenius Cycle alleviates symptoms of PMS by countering hormone fluctuations and supplementing deficiencies. Women start the regimen on the first day of their cycle, similar to oral contraceptives. Unlike birth control, however, Jenius Cycle supplements do not suppress natural hormones. Instead, they actually support a woman's endocrine system and help it to function at maximum capacity. This creates a well-balanced body, stable mood, and deletion of symptoms. I intend on using the $50,000 for resourcing and manufacturing the product. I'm also hoping to gain valuable mentorships and/or partners in the field who can guide me in the right direction. Jenius Cycle is my passion and the cornerstone of my long-term goal of developing a health empire that focuses on nutrition, hormone balance, and mindfulness. I'm currently running Instagram's Happy Healthy Hormones, Mastering My Moon, and Jenius Cycle. Do you want to join me in balance?
We'll be right back after a quick word from our sponsor.
If you are looking to buy or sell your online business, then look no further. FE International is the market leader when it comes to M&A, and they've completed hundreds of millions in SaaS, e-commerce, and content business acquisitions since 2010. Now, I've known the founders for quite some time, and over the years, FE International has adapted and fine-tuned the marketing and acquisition process to create a proven and efficient model which gets results for buyers and sellers alike. And what I specifically like about FE is they provide personalized service. So if you're looking to buy or sell a business, go to feinternational.com.
Has Jennifer truly found the solution for world peace? Let's find out with the judges' questions.
First off, I just want to say that publicly, that I've never ever experienced PMS symptoms from my spouse. But that being said, you had me at PMS Cure. I was just curious, do you have any hard data that it works from like doctors or trials or?
There's endocrinologists and hormone female doctors that have all these stats. They're all in books. There's research from like Factivia all over the place. What I found is that opening the bottles and being like, what day of my cycle am I on? That's been the issue. But it's just like, who wants to figure out like which day of their cycle they're on and like which extra vitamins or not vitamins they should be taking in the day.
So it's more the convenience aspect of it more than the actual, it's not like a special formula that you've created, or is it?
Well, it's a mixture. So like I created a patent so that it is the convenience factor of it, which basically makes it so it's a packets that start on day one and go through the end of the cycle, and or for teas or for any method you're going to be doing this with.
Sorry, what was the patent for one more time?
So it's it's called for the, let me look it up. Well,
no, but I guess like you said, the patent's on the container or the blend
it's
of
on the method.
Initially, Jennifer was selling the vitamins she was making on her own until she discovered it was illegal to do so. This prompted her search for manufacturers to make the products.
Specifically, what was illegal?
You're not allowed to hand make pharmaceutical or like vitamins for people. Like,
so were you actually adding powders to capsules, or were you just taking like pre-bought like capsules and then putting together a package?
Kind of both, but mostly the vitamins.
So what would you need to do to rectify the legality situation?
I mean, I technically could make it handily in like a secure lab. I mean, I've looked into it, having it manufacturing made, obviously with companies that do it is a lot more efficient.
So you could use a co-packer to follow your formula and you'd be fine.
It's like a supplement company. I mean, you can just find a supplement company here in the States, have them take your formulation and then have it all approved, obviously, and then they could do that. It just has to be in the right environment.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
So back when you were selling it, quote unquote illegally, how many different women purchased the product, and are there anything you can point to talk about the success of those women?
I think I was at like 26, and I actually have testimonials from them.
Of the 26 women, How many of them could you point to as a success story in that case study? Is it 50%, 25%? I mean, how many of them were satisfied? And
I mean, it's hard to tell because I mostly know them because they all say that it's great. I mean, all 100% of them. But I know for sure that, I could see the change in their lives. Like, they're just different people.
Where are you right now in like the process? Like, is this money going to help you do the manufacturing to get it out there? Or are you going to do more education to then get the awareness? Like, where are you? Like, why aren't you further along, I guess?
Yeah. So I think what I had the breakdown is when I tried to run that Indiegogo campaign and it didn't work.
The unfortunate end of the funding campaign was the catalyst for Jennifer deciding to go to school full-time to get her MBA. So her business is currently on hold. She still has all of her research and information ready to go once she's completed school and is ready to take a second crack at it.
What's the minimum amount you'd need to actually get it to a lab that could put it together in a legal manner and start selling it?
That's a good question that I don't currently know because I was looking up before. I was looking at, let me get my calculator. I have my accounting test tomorrow, so my calculator's right here. Honestly, not that much. I think it's like 20 grand. It'd still be high cost is what you're saying. Not that high of cost, but it was like 20 grand.
What does 20 grand get you as far as like how many bottles or how many packets or like, so how many units do you get for 20K? Or is that part of like getting the formulation right and all of that?
I think it was like 250 was what it was like their minimum, which is like not a minimum. It's like, that's why I didn't want to do it like that because I didn't want to be losing money.
Yeah, that seems high to me. I've known some other businesses that have been in the supplements and I've been seeing, $5 to $10 a bottle for depending on how many capsules. That seems very high, but that also could be part of the formulation. And that's why I would like to know that number.
A hurdle that Jennifer faced was that a lot of manufacturers only wanted to make one vitamin packet that is the same throughout the month, whereas Jennifer's custom vitamins change by day, in turn driving up the cost of manufacturing.
Unfortunately, we just got our end. I had a couple questions I still wanted to ask, but I think it's a fascinating product. We definitely appreciate you coming on and doing it. It was a fascinating pitch. You did a great job. And thank you
great
so much.
job.
Thank you.
Thank
you. See you, Jennifer.
Thank you, guys. Hope we see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
After the pitch, I caught up with Jennifer to see how she feels now that her pitch is over.
I feel like it went pretty well. I guess I wish that I would have known my numbers. If I had been more prepared, like that was like the next step of things I wanted to do. I feel like the judges all asked good questions. They seemed interested in the product, the solution. They really just wanted to find out, I think, probably the feasibility and, if, they could help. So I feel that they asked good questions. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Let's find out if the judges think the Jenius Cycle belongs in the deliberation round.
I love the idea of the concept. One thing that I wasn't sure of was whether it actually worked, because her evidence of it working was from a trial from her friends. But here's what struck me about her. She didn't really know her numbers. She didn't know the cost to produce something. And that kind of gave me a negative taste that she hadn't even explored and tried out actually producing her new supplements.
Yeah, I like Jennifer. I liked her energy. One thing we talked about was the claim issues. You go out and you put out a product like this, and I think you potentially could come into some problems or some liability with making claims about that this pill and this supplement is something that really improves things for women. And so there's some potential legality issues, some potential thorny issues there she might have to work around.
I loved the energy, and so I would have rather have seen her come in here and say, I've had 25 people that I've been coaching or been helping. So I just think that she needs to really get that figured out first and then use that as the framework for getting it launched in the future.
I was sad about this presentation. It started out so strong to me. The opportunity to make millions or billions of people's in the world lives better potentially is like, I was just like, wow, this is amazing. But by the end, I was left with like more questions than I would have started with, because what is the actual ultimate cost to source this thing? Doesn't it actually work? Are there any clinical trials? What are the legalities of all of this? And again, I think that the potential for this particular product, of everything we've heard to this point, is off the charts. It's like it's like that outlier that's from a potential like literally $1 billion business. But I don't know exactly like how that gets from where it is right now to that point?
Start off, I like Jennifer. She's funny.
I did too.
She is witty. I was cracking up the
Great
first
personality.
few minutes of her pitch. We focused a lot of the Q&A session on her supply chain issues. I actually don't think the supply chain is an issue at all. My only concern with this whole business, which to your point, I do believe is probably a multi-billion-dollar industry. It's something that's very real. Marketing is going to be the hardest part of this, though. She did seem a little disconnected with the business. I don't know for sure if that's just because it was like a year or more ago. Like she didn't really know the numbers questions. She didn't really know the details of her patent. I did find that like a little bit strange. Like if she was kind of the founder, that she didn't really know a lot of these kind of like details associated with it. But let's get to the vote.
Yes.
Yeah. I was a little torn on this because I really enjoyed the presentation and I got a lot of laughs out of it. And I thought it was a very useful product. I just wasn't convinced that it was going to work. And it turned me off a little bit that she didn't really know her numbers. And so for that reason, I say no.
Yeah, it's kind of on the same page. Again, love Jennifer, but if there would have been some more testimonials, if the product would have been even out there, even in small quantities that weren't penciling on a small unit production runs, but she was getting it out there and it was even on a small scale, I would have felt better about it. But given how early it was and the lack of testimonials and the lack of knowing the numbers, I'm also no.
I think a little bit early for needing the money. I think it's more of the education into the market, and that will also help you when you're building out your product. And the supply chain thing I don't think is an issue at all. I just think a little bit early, take the time right now to educate the market and to try to get them in so they can kind of be your test pool. So at this point, I'm going to say no.
I want to be a yes. I actually even wrote down yes. I scratched through and had written no now because, again, I think the potential is so huge, but I don't have a comfort level with the not knowing the patent, not knowing the numbers. I think it's just an unfortunate circumstance because, clearly she's really smart and was like a very entertaining presentation, maybe just like a little bit nervous and got rattled a little bit. But these are like things that you can't like have a level of discomfort in any way, shape, or form because the legality issues are so severe. If you get it wrong, it's just too much of a risk. So I couldn't get comfortable with it because of those things.
I am a yes. At this point, It doesn't make too much of a difference. Just because the opportunity is so large. And I actually do think that she's like 80% there. I think we are picking her apart for what could be some of the smaller stuff where I think she might have already solved some of the bigger problems. But Jennifer, unfortunately, 4 no's means you won't be moving forward, but thank you very much for pitching to us.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your pitch, Jennifer, and good luck with your business. Next time on 5-Minute Pitch.
Guys, nice to meet you. My name's Christian, and I'm a grower.
Is that the deal though? So you got to be careful on what you use for keywords for this product because there's still, Amazon's still a little funny?
I was kicked off last year because I did a video product upload.
Okay.
And I wasn't careful enough. It had some cannabis in the background.
If you win, what's the $50K going towards?
Definitely give me legal advice so I don't get Tommy Chung bombs on here. Since it's not illegal. I don't want paraphernalia problems.